Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of StakeStone Spotlight, your go to spot for cutting edge blockchain information. I'm your host, Colleen MacDonald, and today we're thrilled to have Ivan Kay, the CMO of StakeStone, with us to talk about innovations and future plans at StakeStone. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. We would greatly appreciate it. So picture a protocol that is all about enhancing blockchain security, boosting transparency, and optimizing efficiency. That's StakeStone, where innovation meets practicality to create tools and platforms that streamline blockchain transactions. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned blockchain enthusiast, StakeStone has something to pique your interest. Today, we're going to cover the origins of StakeStone, exclusive insights into their top products and services, key milestones that have defined the StakeStone journey, what the future holds, and how you can become part of the StakeStone community. So let's get into it. So, Ivan, I want to start at the very beginning. What kind of inspired the creation of StakeStone, and and who are the visionaries behind it?
Yeah, thank you for the question. StakeStone actually started back in late 2022, where I think there was the Shanghai upgrade of the Ethereum, and then there was actually more avenues for staking at that point in time. That's also where we decided to be omni-chain right from the start, by working with Layer Zero. Of course, the visionary behind it is our founder, Charles Kay, uh, who is the founder of StakeStone. And I actually joined StakeStone in the beginning of 2024, where I think when they have launched the Omnichain Carnival with Menta Network, and I think it brought more than 1 billion worth of TBL to StakeStone and to Menta Network as well. And then that's exactly at the point where I joined StakeStone. StakeStone actually is here to solve the liquidity fragmentation issues that the DeFi protocols face in the past.
Mm-hmm.
What we are able to do is we are able to basically, if a user holds any of our U-bearing products, such as Stone or Stone BTC, they are able to actually earn the POSU, which is what you would only be able to do with Lido in the past, but also earn the restaking yield, such as like with EigenLayer, with Symbiotic Fi, and also with Metal Protocol. So by holding Stone itself, you are actually earning multiple rewards. So that is actually the core of what our StakeStone products are actually. It's like effortless. It's maximizing your capital efficiency in DeFi.
Excellent. And the Stone token, that's the OFT standard that comes from layer zero, right?
Yeah, so actually a lot of people get kind of confused with is Stone the governance token of StakeStone? Actually, it's not. So Stone is the yield-bearing asset
Right.
of of StakeStone, which is paired with Ethereum. So if you look at Ethereum, of course, the Ethereum price have changed quite a bit over the last one-ish years.
Hmm.
But what the price of Stone is actually about 4% higher than Ethereum at any point in time right now, because what it has done since the beginning of StakeStone, or rather Stone, this product, it has earned an APY of around 3+% over over 1 year already. So technically
Excellent.
speaking, right now, Stone is actually about 4-ish% more than Ethereum price. So when you sell out your Stone, or if you have been holding Stone for like more than a year now, like myself, you would actually see that when you switch your Stone back to Ethereum, you actually gain 4% more. So that
That's
is what I
awesome.
meant by effortless staking, right?
Right.
Like you just need to hold a Stone. You are actually earning 4% by doing nothing
Right, because
for the past whole year.
because Stone is like non-rebase, right? So whenever you
Yeah,
hold Stone, it doesn't change like the value of Stone in your wallet like some other restaking protocols do. What it actually
correct.
does is it is kind of pegged to the asset that you're staking it with, right? And so whenever you
Correct.
cash out the Stone, then you see the yield on the back end.
Yes, correct. So for
Okay.
example, let's say now if I were to withdraw Stone back to Ethereum, I would get
Hmm.
about 1.04 Ethereum back.
Okay, cool,
per
cool.
stone.
That's
Yeah,
excellent.
so that is so that is actually the benefit of holding Stone, and also because Stone is not a wrap token, it's
Right.
actually it's not a wrap token, and you are able to redeem it at any of our ecosystem partners or protocols. For it's like a one-to-one. Yeah.
Excellent. And you guys are actually on like 80 different blockchains, right? I recently wrote an article about blockchain interoperability and the liquidity silo problem. And so it's
Yeah.
really timely that we're actually having this conversation because one of my favorites for a long time has just been Layer Zero and what Layer Zero offers for interoperability. So to see that StakeStone is built on Layer Zero and offering kind of exactly what we need really in the space is like I'm excited about it, just generally speaking as a user, you know?
Yeah, actually, we recently, just last week, we launched a stoner journey on our Twitter, just to allow our users to see, where they have, since the start of them holding Stone or participating in StakeStone's product, how many protocols they've interacted with, how many chains they've interacted with, how many transactions they have done across this 1 year plus of StakeStone's inception. So, we have users like um, actually joining us or start staking with StakeStone since the beginning, which is more than 500 days ago, which
Mm-hmm.
is more than about like what 1.5 years now. So it's really exciting to see like users actually we are actually posting it on Twitter, on X,
Excellent.
just sharing like how many chains they've interacted with, how many
Mm-hmm.
protocols they have interacted with, how many transactions they have done across their journey with us, right? And so we are actually integrated with more than 20 chains, 21 chains to be exact, and we are
Wow.
actually integrated with more than 100 protocols, right?
Good
Whether
night.
it's like from wallets, from like lending and borrowing protocols,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's to the DEXs, and also whether it's to like Morpho, Pando, additional source for I would say advanced DeFi users as well. So I think we have been pretty grateful to our users for supporting us along this journey, and we have actually more than 300,000 users on our platform itself, which is pretty, I would say, impressive
Amazing.
for a
Yeah.
DeFi protocol. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. And I would also say that it's like faster than most of the other DeFi
yeah,
protocols. I think the only other DeFi protocol that might come close to the numbers that you're describing here is like Uniswap, you know, and that's
yeah.
that's kind of a different animal. But how did you guys kind of get onto doing Stakestone? Like how did it evolve? What was the mission? What led to the creation of Stakestone?
Yeah, I think in the past two, I would say the past two cycles of DeFi, we do see that there were like there were like wrap tokens around, right? But they were
Yeah.
kind of bounded by a particular chain or bounded by a particular protocol. And I think users in general, they act. I mean, everyone kind of learned more about DeFi over the days, the months, the years as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people. They kind of have learned their lesson not to get stuck with a particular ecosystem,
Yeah.
right? They want to be able to move their funds, whether it's from ERC20 to BEP20 or to
Hmm.
Tron or to whatever chain that they want to move to, right?
Yeah.
And I think in 2023 or rather late 2022 to early 2023, there were a bunch of new chains coming up, right?
Hmm.
There were like L2s coming up,
Oh
there were
yeah.
like new layer ones coming up.
Hmm.
In the past, back in 2020, you probably only hear about like Ethereum, BNB Chain, Polygon, Solana,
Right.
and maybe one or two others, right? But I think from 2022 onwards, there were like a lot more layer ones, a lot more layer twos around,
Oh
and
yeah.
everyone wanted to earn like like DeFi you from these chains as well.
Hmm.
So that is why I think StakeStone was right at the moment when it hit 2023, around like close to September. They did, Charles, our founder, decided to go the Omnichain route, right? So that Stone can be everywhere. It will be widely used as Ethereum. So Ethereum, even though it's a ERC20 token, but it's so widely used as long as you're EVM compatible.
Right.
And that's also why you see a lot of chains or L2s out there, whether they are layer one or layer two, they are mostly EVM compatible,
Yep.
regardless of whether they want to or not,
Right.
right? Those that are not, those that are, you see that those that are not EVM compatible, they kind of get eliminated over time because there were lesser liquidity flowing into these ecosystems.
Hmm.
And I think it was also a bit more difficult for protocols to build on them as well because they can't interact with other chains or other
Right.
dApps
Right.
that are non-EVM. So we did see a shift of new chains, new L2s, but everyone is EVM compatible. That's why Ethereum was still so widely used,
Hmm.
and that is also why we decided to build Stone on layer zero, but still focus on the whole Ethereum ecosystem as well.
Yeah, that's great. So is that like kind of one of the main development hurdles that you guys kind of faced early on is like where actually do we want to build this thing based on what all the EVMs are doing, what all of these other L2s are doing? It seems like you guys took a markedly different approach than most of the other L2s
Yes.
that existed at the time. And it's been so refreshing for me to just watch from the user perspective because, looking at these other L2s that all came out around, 2022, 2023, at each stage, I was like, this is just another L2 that doesn't solve the problem. Right.
Yep.
And it kind of just perpetuated the same thing of like, as soon as I interact on this chain, I'm stuck here. I can't do anything with any of this stuff. So, like, full disclosure, I hold a little layer zero. So, this isn't financial advice for anybody, but when layer zero came out, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. This makes sense. An ultra light node that uses oracles and relays to kind of make sure that whatever token you're using, it's native on every chain. That's unlocking the liquidity. And that's exactly what Stone does.
Indeed, yeah. So I mean, the decision to build on layer zero, to be honest, I think we are probably one of the first
Mm-hmm.
few protocols that really build our product around layer zero. Until today, we still rely on layer zero a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like building the next product, which is the BTC product, the Stone BTC U bearing as
Yeah.
product, or also like SBTC as well.
Yep.
So layer zero has been really we've been really grateful to layer zero as well, and also like all the support that they've given us, and also all the ecosystem partners that we've partnered with along the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Be it like Menta Network, Scroll. After that, we
Yeah.
worked with Parachain as well, Plume, Story Protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, and then with Code Network as well, and also more to come in the coming days.
That's pretty cool. So, as far as I kind of want to like move on to the cool stuff now because you really just mentioned it,
Yeah,
the SBTC. So, like, what are some of the
yeah.
flagship products that are at StakeStone? So, like, besides Stone, which we've kind of already talked about, and what kind of sets them apart as in the world of blockchain?
Yeah, so there are a couple of flagship, I would say, products that we have built. I mean, Stone was the first product because it was like the U-bearing version of E,
Right.
right? And then after that, we went on to build SBTC, which is the index BTC of StakeStone. So you can use SBTC to swap it for Stone BTC, which is the U-bearing asset of BTC on EVM.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in the earlier days there were a lot of like BTC L2s that that did something similar,
Yeah.
and I think it was like 2024 April. I remember I was attending quite a few conferences around the world, and everyone was just talking about BTC L2 at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for us, we took a while to really see where the yield is coming from before we decided to build the product as well. We actually launched our BDC product late 2024 because we have seen like, the BDC L2 space was a bit, people were giving out their own rewards as yields, which wasn't really sustainable.
Right.
And we wanted to make sure that we are able to give sustainable yield before building the product.
Right.
So that is why we decided to build the product towards the end of the year, learn from learn from the industry, and also to ensure that the yield is sustainable in the long term. Even for whether it's Stone BDC or SBTC, our yield source is always not coming from our points. I mean, it is coming from our points, but that is only part of the equation.
Right.
But the yield source would still have to come from the ecosystem itself that that we are supporting,
Hmm.
but by providing the liquidity in, and or whether it's by like grants or anything like that from the ecosystem itself. So StakeStone's core vision, or rather core like model, is really to constantly look for use source and also be able to be the bridge to our users. So it's like the users trust StakeStone, and we find the best use source in all the ecosystems in Web3 and bring it to our users. And that's how we build like the trust and also transparency for users by having everything on chain, right? So if we say we stake all your ETH with us, and you get Stone, and we put it in the ecosystem, we do it all on chain. You can verify it like anytime, anywhere, and I think building the user trust and transparency is it's a core thing for us here at StakeStone.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common just across the space in the first place, like to be as transparent as possible and to show users that, like,
Yeah.
hey, this isn't, the beginning of 2022. This isn't a meme coin. This isn't like a pump and dump scheme. This is something that we're actually trying to do. And I appreciate that about the StakeStone approach, taking a moment to
Yes.
just learn about, hey, how is this actually working in the real world? And
Yeah.
then there's this saying in the military that we use in the United States, and it's called "slow is smooth and smooth is fast," right? And I
Yeah.
think that kind of encapsulates what StakeStone is really doing. So I'm wondering, can you explain like some of the tech behind these products and like how they solve specific blockchain challenges, especially the difference between like Stone BTC and like SBTC, for example?
Yeah, so I'm not a very tech guy, but what I can share is what we actually do by providing liquidity into the chains. For example, like whether it's to Parachain or to Scroll or to Menta, is to actually help them to kickstart, right, the
Mhm.
dApps that are doing DeFi, right? I
Right.
think what we actually do is to be able to first provide liquidity into the blockchain, where the blockchain can flourish with some liquidity to do, like whether it's DeFi, to do lending, or to do like anything else that they need to flourish as an ecosystem itself. On our side, really is to solve the liquidity fragmentation issue that we have in Web3, where people are able to use Stone as, I would say, a standard. Like, we hope that Stone or whatever product that we have can be a standard like Ethereum, where it's
Hmm.
widely used. Like Ethereum, you can see that Ethereum is widely used in NFTs, in buying notes,
Yep.
in doing a lot of things on using Ethereum, right? We hope
Hmm.
that Stone one day can replace Ethereum by
Yeah.
doing all these things as well, right? And also users get to earn yield on it by doing
Hmm.
nothing.
Right.
So it's like an upgraded version of Ethereum, I would say.
Yeah.
So that is actually what we are trying to do. That's why we are constantly, connecting with new chains, new ecosystems, also working closely with many different new protocols as well. Of course, the protocols we work with, they are they are also getting quite hot in the industry, and not some just random protocols out there.
Right. So, when you're thinking about kind of looking forward and upcoming products or enhancements, is there anything that StakeStone is particularly excited about launching?
Yeah, so we actually launched this thing called Liquidity Pad late last year, and what we actually call it Liquidity Pad because it's actually more for like uh, pre-deposit campaigns for different new ecosystems that are on board.
Oh,
So
okay.
just give an example. We started off with Barachain, of course. I think a lot of people know that we were the first one of their third party vaults. We brought them more than like 500 million TVL, and also, we built a Uniswap liquidity pool of around 250 million. So people felt very safe holding Barrastone, and they're not worried about like deep peg and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Okay, that's Barrastone. That's Barrachain.
Hmm.
But I think what is interesting is when we started to get into RWA as well, like working with like Plume network and also with Story Protocol. So I mean these two ecosystems, they're more towards like RWA, where they need to, take the funds that are raised in Web3 to purchase real world assets. So this is actually something that is pretty interesting. Like with Plume, they purchase real assets using our pre-deposits, and with Story Protocol, it's even more interesting because they actually purchase IPs, right? Whether it's from like Justin Bieber, from Blackpink. So these are stuff that our users are quite excited about because it's like I mean we did start off as a staking business,
Right.
right? But we have kind of evolved into like providing omni-chain liquidity to whether to outside DeFi as well, like just providing liquidity to RWA, purchasing like IPs, so people get a stake of these products through our liquidity pad. So I think this is actually one of the coolest product that we have at StakeStone so far, and this we are also constantly working with the latest one is with Gold Network on BSC chain,
Okay.
on BNB chain itself,
Yeah.
where people are able to use either Dogecoin or stables to participate. So we are also, getting more into the whole BSC scene as well, and we are looking to do more with, other ecosystems as well along the way. I mean, I think there are going to be a few more announcements coming out in the next couple of months when they are when these protocols are a bit more ready. But I think what we are going to do in future is we are going to incentivize our token holders if they are going to hold this thing called VEST, which is the voting escrow governance token, and they will
Hmm.
earn additional yield if they join these liquidity pad deposits.
That's pretty cool. And I love that too because there's so much that's attached to that. I mean, it's like when you say a liquidity pad, it's great, but you're also talking about kind of unlocking the decentralized physical infrastructure liquidity too. And that really kind of just pries the world of DeFi wide open. And I think that's the kind of stuff that is really going to be the make or break difference between what it looks like, when people start globally onboarding for all of these various things, because you need something that's usable everywhere in the same way that like a dollar is usable everywhere, right? Or any other
Yes.
currency for that matter. So I'm I'm excited about this from like every from really every avenue, not just
Yep.
the little techie side, but also the user side too. So it sounds like you guys have just had kind of all of these pretty big wins, and a lot of this has been, kind of game changing innovation, really. So, like, how have these successes really influenced your strategy moving forward? Like you said, you started in staking, and now you're kind of unlocking everything. But has that changed your overall strategy as far as how you guys approach solving these complex liquidity problems?
Yeah, so the thing is, when we're trying to change people's mindset, right? Like, because I think when StakeStone started, people think of us either you are like a liquid staking protocol or
Hmm.
you're like a restaking protocol. Because we kind of came up together with during the times of like Renzo, EtherFi,
Yeah.
and many other staking protocols out there, right? So people have a fixated mind that StakeStone is just in an LST or LRT,
Hmm.
right? But I think in the last 6 months or so, we kind of have seen a shift of users' mindset, and they kind of seen that whether with our website upgrade, whether it's what we are doing, people have seen that we are not just LST but really being able to be omni-chain, providing liquidity to anywhere as long as as long as you're holding Stone, we'll be integrating with different chains and protocols.
Hmm.
And we are not a wrap token. If you take our Stone to a lending protocol or to a lending protocol, you probably can borrow out to 90%. While wrap tokens only give you like what max 40%
Hmm.
because it's a wrap token.
Right.
So I think that's the real difference between StakeStone and the others. But a lot of people, I would say a lot of users, or maybe we haven't marketed enough ourselves well enough. But I think a lot of people are starting to see the difference between StakeStone and the other staking protocols out there. Of course, definitely, our strategy has always is also always evolving as the industry is always evolving as well.
Right.
We have seen like in the coming days, actually, StakeStone is actually working on another product which is PayFi related, and that is kind of to like incentivize people to hold the governance token more and be able to use the governance token in real world payments structure. But
Cool.
that update will be coming. I would say around June. I would
Okay.
say around June, depending on how fast our tech works on it.
Right.
But basically, what we are trying to do here is we want to keep the utility of the governance token high, and like TGE is just like I think it's like building the product is stage one. TGE is like stage 1.1, and the real work begins after TGE. So
Hmm.
that is the PayFi product that we are looking towards as well in the coming days.
That's great. And, I don't think that a lot of people, like you kind of hit the nail on the head there, that I don't think a lot of people really understand what is kind of the StakeStone difference. The fact that it's not a representative token, it's not one to one pegged, but it's if you move from one chain to another chain to kind of make sure that you're not having supply shock problems, it's actually burned on the originating chain and reminted on another chain over here, right? So
Yeah,
whenever you have a hundred stone, whether that's on Ethereum and then moving over to Arbitrum or something like that, it's 100 stone no
yeah,
matter what. You're not
yeah,
actually exposed to price volatility. It's actually price continuity that you get with stone. I really think
yes,
that that's something that people just generally don't understand, and I think that's also part and parcel of using layer zero too. As like people don't really understand what layer zero is trying to do on a technical level, and so kind of putting these two unique things together, I think generally, unless someone's really doing their research like they should be doing, they may not have a total understanding of what makes the difference, so to speak, with some of these with some of these assets from Stone to like wrapped ether. They're completely different, not just because of their
yeah,
names, but because of how they actually function across change. It's not a representative value. It is locked value actually, which is really
yeah.
cool. So you said that you guys are doing like this liquid pad thing, and you're also looking at potentially launching this new product that's coming up in possibly June, you said. And so I
Yeah.
guess kind of like I'm already getting pumped just talking about this. So for anybody else who's listening, who's also getting as pumped as I am talking about this, how exactly do they get involved? Like, where should they be engaging with the StakeStone community to be abreast or apprised of what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so I think as of right now, there are a couple of ways that users can still get involved with StakeStone. One is I think the liquidity pad for Stone is still open. If you want, you can actually still participate via Uniswap. You can swap your ETH to Stone. Or another one that you can participate with is Code Network. So they take like stables and Dogecoin. So
Oh,
these two are still open for users to participate right now. But in the coming weeks, there will be a new project that will be on the Liquidity Pad as well, where users can join in participating or by just holding Stone. But actually, you can hold Stone anytime, right? Because
hmm.
Stone is like a U-bearing asset. So whenever you start holding, the APY just starts calculating as well. So yeah, so
Right. And that's like the
that is
flagship product, really, is
yeah,
the Stone.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And also, like, when I mentioned about all these liquidity pad, you can use Stone to participate to earn additional U. So it's more of like holding Stone is actually just step one.
Okay. And
Yeah.
when users go and get Stone, where might they get that from?
Yeah, so they can actually get it from our website, stakestone.io.
Hmm.
When you go in, you can just swap your ETH to Stone. Also, I think we would be running a couple of campaigns in the coming days or weeks, whether it's with some of the wallets out there.
Oh, cool.
So either you can stay tuned for that, or you can just swap Stone and start earning the U right now.
And you guys integrate with other wallets and stuff like MetaMask, for example.
Yes, definitely. So like MetaMask, Wallet Connect, Binance Wallet, Bigget Wallet, OKX Wallet, and a few other like Tomo Wallet as well, and also a few others are well integrated.
Excellent. So, what opportunities does StakeStone offer for like community engagement? Like, are there any initiatives or collaborations that people can participate in to contribute to or
Yeah,
learn from StakeStone's projects?
yeah. So actually, right now on Discord, we are running a quiz. We're running a like a every day we're running a quiz. Every other day we're running a quiz right now about StakeStone, and we
Oh,
are giving out some small prizes to our community users as well. So you can please join our go to our official Twitter page, find the Discord link or join our Telegram. And these are you can join a quiz, earn some small rewards. We'll do a lot more mini quizzes along the way as well. And if you are in different regions, let's say like in Japan, Korea, we have different subgroups in Discord and Telegram as well. So
mm.
you can join the local language contests as well.
Oh, excellent. So that's just the Telegram channel. So I can just throw that in the description for this video then. Cool.
Yes, yes.
Where besides your Telegram should people be looking for you guys? Your X? Do you guys do
Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter? Okay, great. And
Yeah,
that's just
Twitter is great. And yeah,
yeah.
because like there are a lot of phishing links out there. So I usually recommend everyone to look out for our Twitter and on our Twitter account we have a Linktree link on Twitter on the header as well.
Oh,
So people
perfect.
can use that Linktree link
Hmm.
so that people don't get again to phishing links and stuff like that.
Right, perfect. And that'll have like your guys' white paper, maybe like and other Telegram, I
Everything
presume,
is
everything
inside.
else. Excellent.
Everything is inside on our X. So X is actually our main source of information for our community and our users.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Is there anything else that you wanted to add talking about StakeStone for our episode 1 of StakeStone Spotlight here?
I think this is great. I mean, the episode 2 is going to be even more interesting because I would have a lot more to share.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited about what you guys have coming up. I'm about to kind of log off here and go get some stone myself and just kind of
Yes, you should. You should. You
start
should.
participating.
Maybe. Yeah, yeah. I think you should. Well, maybe just wait for an announcement and get stoned after.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'll keep an eye out on your X, and I'll put all of that into the description of this video. But thanks to
Sure.
everyone who kind of tuned into this first episode. Thank you, Ivan, for being here. Don't forget to hit the like, follow, subscribe, and share buttons to not miss out on future episodes where we'll continue exploring all of these things about blockchain. Again, Ivan, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing the StakeStone story. I hope that everyone kind of keeps pushing the limits and exploring the new possibilities in this blockchain space like you guys. So I guess we'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me. See you.
Bye.